Good morning. Happy Sunday. It is a football Sunday. I couldn't find my Bears hoodie. Um, I don't know. It must be in the laundry room still. So wearing an old football playoff hoodie. It's Sunday. It's fall. I need to mow, but it's been cold. I like to mow when it's warm, which is really weird. But I bought some apple cider yesterday. It's hoodie weather. I like hoodie weather. Usually I wear hoodies year round, but at least it makes more sense in the month of October with the way the temperatures are, especially here in Wisconsin. Um, I'm trying to keep a positive frame of mind because I hate fall because it means winter is coming. And I live in Wisconsin, so we have like cold weather from October to May. So it just means I have several months of cold weather to look forward to. So Saturday, I received a few packages in the mail. I finally received an eBay used top loader box that I bought several weeks ago. It finally arrived. So I'm well stocked on top loaders, about 1,000 now, which should get me through the next 2 months. Um, Hopefully, at some point, prices will come down. Though they have come down quite a bit because I was able to buy from Columbia Hobby new for like 9 cents a piece. So that's a steal of a deal in these times. Typically, they were, I think the last case I bought from them pre pandemic was 5.5 cents per top loader. Brand new, and that was for a case of 1,000 back in January or February. So that came some mail days. So I want to talk about today brakes. I've actually bought into some brakes because of two reasons, which I'll get to once I go into that topic. But first, I want to show off some mail days. First, Dave Rumham-Sinky on Twitter. He's in Philadelphia. He's also a Cubs fan. He sent me 70 Cubs cards, including an Adbert Alzolay Bowman rookie. So 70 to the count from Rumham-Sinky in Philly. Let's see. I got 15 cards from Jeff Sopcop on Twitter. He's in Michigan, including a couple of Ryan Sandbergs, that Ultra insert. Let's see. And we go to Kevin in Texas sent me some cool stuff, including this is my first from, this is 2012 Topps Heritage, one of those box loaders with Blake DeWitt. I have one of these, but it doesn't have a Cub on it. I don't know who's on it. It's nobody. There's no stars on it, so it just kind of sits in my collection because nobody's going to buy it. Kevin also sent a sweet Glenn Beckert card. Rest in peace to Glenn. He passed away recently, several months ago. And then some heritage cards, Arietta Baez and Steve Cishek. So 5 from Kevin, and then 9 in a break that I received. So 99 Cubs cards came Saturday, which pushes the count to still shy of 500,000. We're at 499,763. 499,763. So can we get there Monday? It's just going to take like an average. Let's see, we're 200, less than 250 cards away. So I know Brian down in Arizona. I actually met him at spring training. We've done a few trades. He said he has a package scheduled to deliver Monday, and he thought maybe he would be just past the 500,000 mark, but Brian's package may actually push it, depending on what it consists of and what else may come. So we are approaching that 500,000. So I also received some cards from a break I bought into on like Tuesday, I think. So I bought into 2 breaks this week. One was earlier in the week, which I got those cards yesterday, and a break last night. So 2 reasons that I bought into these particular breaks. Typically, I don't break too much because I'm really sensitive to many things in breaking. I have I'm looking at price, and all cards ship. So those are like the two biggest: price and all cards ship. And if it's a product that I can't get or is kind of out of the price range to to buy a box, Bowman Draft, I'm not going to spend $300 or $250 for a hobby box of Bowman Draft, but I will buy into a break. So I bought into a Bowman Chrome break last night with Real Breaks, who is my number one favorite breaker. They've been around since 2017. Why don't I break with them? I've probably broke out of the last 10 times, maybe twice with them. But they fill up so freaking fast, I can never get in. I mean, they literally fill in 10 minutes or less. So they had a pick your team break for Bowman Chrome last night. I was able to get Cubs, and fortunately, because like the next comment, and they're on Facebook, Real Breaks, the next comment was Cubs. So I was able to get it by like 1 minute. And it was a good price, $30, a full case, 12 boxes of Bowman Chrome. Did not hit any autos, though. The Cubs don't have many autos. I think there's just 2 autos, and they don't have like I think it's an insert auto, which is pretty rare. So I wasn't expecting any autos, but I did get a refractor, a Cole Roederer refractor, which is cool because he's kind of one of my player collections in the Cubs PC. And then I wanted to get some. Ethan Hearn has a card, which it's his first mainstream Topps product. So that was cool. So was able to get some of the base, and I haven't received any Bowman Chrome cards yet. So that is why Real Breaks, and a story behind Real Breaks and why I choose to break with them. They were not really my first breaks, because I do remember I bought into a couple breaks in like 2014. And I remember hitting a couple Arizmendi Alcantara autographs. And at the time they were like $25 cards, and it was like a $15 break. Of course, a lot has changed pricing wise in the last 6 years. And now they're in the dollar bin. So Real Breaks started in like 2017, right around this time, like August, September, I think, of 2017. So just 3 years old, but they've like skyrocketed. They're one of the top breakers in the country. And it's Ryan and Tom, the two main guys. Ryan is in Minnesota. I think Champlin. He opened a card shop, just opened like within the last month. Looks freaking awesome. So if you're in like the Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities area, check it out. Real Breaks card shop in Champlin. So Ryan's up there, and Tom was in just about a half an hour from where I'm at in Madison, Wisconsin. He just moved up north, so he's a couple hours away now, and he actually just closed on a building in Waupun, Wisconsin. He's going to start out with like a shipping and sorting area in the upstairs of that building, and then eventually he will have a card shop on the main floor in downtown Waupun, Wisconsin. So funny story about Tom and why I like Real Breaks. And first off, he was real close by. The first break I bought into was one of his first breaks. And we were just in the chat going back and forth. I said where I was from. He's like, oh, I drove through there today, and here's where I'm at. So we kind of hit it off right away because we live so close to each other. So I went to send him a friend request on Facebook, because their breaks are on Facebook. And he had a very uncommon last name. The last name I actually know of. I actually interviewed a guy with the same last name when I worked in radio. He worked for like the area 4-H. So he would come in every week in the morning show and discuss events for 4-H and what was going on in the for the county, or actually Tri-County area. Then I noticed Tom was from that city. So I sent him, I'm like, hey, I used to work there. And I used to interview Al. And are you related? Yeah, he's my dad. So how crazy is that? I interviewed his dad every week for a year and a half on the morning show I hosted. Here we are, 3-4 hours north in Wisconsin, and we meet in a Facebook baseball card break group. So he actually gave me some deals on cases. I actually went over, hung out, and watched some breaks live with him. And then he moved, so ruined my fun. So that's why I chose Real Breaks as kind of my go-to guys for breaks. They fill so fast, so I can hardly ever get in. But I was able to get into a Bowman Chrome break last night, pulled that Cole Roederer refractor. So what happens when I can't get into the Real Breaks? Then I go to eBay, and it's kind of murky on eBay. I always read the description like 3 times. Anytime you're unfamiliar with a breaker, always read the fine print. And I read it like 3 times over. I make sure all cards ship because that's my number one. Obviously, I'm trying to collect 1 million Cubs, so I want to get the best bang for my buck, get all the cards. Make sure it's not just a blaster box or a blaster case, or, it's a case and not a box. Look at the price, look at the feedback. So those are all things that are really important when I'm shopping for breaks on eBay. And fortunately, I've done maybe a half a dozen to a dozen breaks on eBay in the last year. And I haven't had any issues. I did have one guy who didn't send me the base cards, even though the description said they send the base cards. Sent him a message. He was real cool about it. He sent the base cards right away. He said that most people don't want the base cards. So he just had a mix up. So it was all cool. Got my base cards. So earlier in the week, I bought into Panini Chronicles. And the reason I bought into Panini Chronicles, normally I buy the blasters, but I can't find them. In fact, Friday when I did my retail run, that was the first time I was able to find Chronicles, and I think it's been out 2 or 3 weeks. And it was limited quantity. I could only buy 1 blaster, but it was great. I pulled that Luis Robert number to 75. So that's why I wanted to buy into a brick, because I really like Panini Chronicles. There's some cool cards, and I'll show you some of the cards. I didn't hit any big hits, but some cool cards nonetheless. Zach's in the comments. What's up? Good morning. Go Bears, playing the Colts today. Don't want the base cards, for shame. I know, right? I don't know why people don't want the base cards. But when people do want base cards, they end up with what you have behind me. They get too many base cards. So in the break from Panini Chronicles, this is a Contenders Optic, Nico Horner. So that's cool. And I think this break was, in hindsight, it was overpriced and it was an auction. And actually, it was the first time that I sniped an auction manually. Well, I've never sniped an auction. I think there's programs you can do it, or apps maybe. But sniping was like a big deal. Like, you try to get in that bid at the last second. Typically, how I bid on eBay is I have a price in mind, and if the auction's 5 days away, I'll put in, I want to spend $40 on this card, and I'm not going any higher. So somebody can bid up and get it for $40.50 if they want it. I'm done at 40. But with breaks, sometimes I want it, and I'll get into a little bidding war. So I was careful, and I think I bid up to like $30 at first. And there was like an hour left, and I got outbid. So I bid 36, and at 36, I was the high bidder. But in the final seconds, I'm like, I'm a little nervous about this. What if somebody wants to go to $40? So with like 2 seconds remaining, 3 seconds remaining, I put in a bid for like $40.08. And there was some bidding in that like seconds after, and I was able to get it, but it had been bid up to like $40, and I think it was like 40.02. So I think somebody bid 40.02 or whatever. So I was able to get it for like $40. So in hindsight, I got 9 cards, no autos. So a pretty pricey break, but that's the breaks. You don't always get good value in a break. So this was this is a Mosaic Prism Nico Horner rookie card. And I haven't even looked. I don't care what the prices are on these because they're just going to go into their respective boxes because they're Cubs cards. So I really don't care, I guess, if there is value or not. Here's an Obsidian, which is my favorite. I think there's 17 subsets to Chronicles. Obsidian is one of them, and it's my favorite. They're super thick. So it makes me nervous shipping them in PWE. But you can't ship like 2 or 3 of them in a PWE like you could a normal card, but you could definitely, if you put them in like a card saver, you can ship them safely PWE. Top certified from Chris Bryant. And then just the Chronicles, probably my least favorite of the 17. That's a Nico rookie though, so it's nice. I like these. It kind of reminds me probably the logo of Triple Threads or Top Tier or whatever it is. It's titanium, and it's Javi Baez. Always nice to add some Javi to the collection. Another rookie. This is an Alzolay Mosaic rookie. So those are cool. I'm going to have to sleeve that up. And then the last 2 are even thicker than Obsidian. I don't know if you can get a clear shot. Try to compare. Yeah, you can kind of tell. I don't want to get too close, but that's a base compared to the Spectra. So that's a Javi Baez Spectra, and it comes in a thick top loader, so that's nice. And then also an Anthony Rizzo from Spectra. So those 9 cards in the Panini Chronicles break I was in. The other breaks that I plan, if I can find another Bowman Chrome break, I may get in, though. Actually, now that I think about it, probably not, because there's no autos in there for Cubs outside the inserts. Elite Extra Edition, which comes out later in the year, definitely a break that I'll get involved in. And Bowman Draft is another Cubs break that I'll want to be in. Topps Heritage Minors comes out next week. I haven't decided. I looked at the checklist. The checklist is out. I should do a blog post about it since it is my favorite product, and I blog about it every year. I don't care for the checklist. Jason Dominguez did not make the checklist overall. Was surprised about that. For the Cubs checklist, it's pretty light. I think there's only 4 cards, maybe 5. Brennan Davis is in it. Chase Strumpf is in it, so that's his first Heritage Minors card. I think Braylon Marquez is in it, and I think there's a 4th, and I can't remember who the 4th is, but it's somebody that's been in. None of the guys are new per se to Topps products. Every player on the Cubs checklist has been in a Bowman product before. So Chase Strumpf is the first Heritage Minors card, but Marquez and Davis, I believe, have both had Minors cards. I don't know if Davis did last year, actually. So it might be his first also. But didn't care for the checklist. I'll see if Topps comes out. They have raised their prices a bit on their hobby boxes when they do go up for sale. I was able to buy a case from the Topps website last year. It will last longer than the other products, but it still will sell out within the first day it's posted. So that should be posted any day this week on the Topps website for Heritage Minors. It's a great break. Typically you can get them for like $50-$60 a box. I try to get them for a little less than that. Topps, I can't remember. I think it was right at 50. Is that right? $50? Maybe 45 per box. It was pretty cheap, but I think they're going to be pretty close in price to what the blowout prices are, which is $52 per box. Because I think case prices are $625 to $650. So haven't decided. if I'm going to do that. Not really a product that I want to break Cubs because I like the product overall, and I like to just throw them in a box and look back, next year to see who's come up and had a good year. So that is all for today. That was kind of a long show. I didn't expect it to go this long. So coming up tomorrow, I don't have any topics. Maybe I'll talk about Heritage Miners a little more. I'll dig into that checklist and probably post a blog post later today on that. Added a bunch more stuff to the eBay store this weekend. You can find the link 1millioncubs.com. eBay store is at the top. Some great deals, 10% off, automatic at discount when you buy 3 or more cards. Again, 1millioncubs.com. Very top of the page, there's an eBay store link. And you can follow me on Twitter at 1 million Cubs. That's all. Go Bears. Happy Sunday.